Can you expand on basically what you thought about the phone and the network?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I've been saying about 5G for basically the last 2 years. It can be extremely fast. And the speeds that Apple talked about in its presentation last week, actually kind of true. You just have to go to the 5G. The 5G is not going to come to you. And Carl, I did something special for you. I decided to set up my desk and my testing location for you at MetLife Stadium. That's my new office. It's where I test 5G now, because stadiums are going to be one big place where there is this super fast 5G.
That is amazing. And you've basically been a pioneer in helping people figure out how this network's going to affect their daily lives. Brian, I mean, where are you? And maybe you can talk a bit about what that period's going to be like, where people may have the phone, and as impressive as it is, what's the wait going to be like until the network does catch up with it?
Well, currently when Apple and Verizon were saying that it was a super fast network, it's more like super fast with a big asterisk, right? Because in the vast majority of the country, you're not going to get that super fast connection. You're going to get something called 5G nationwide, which I like to call vanilla 5G because it's a lot less interesting. It's incrementally faster than 4G. Sometimes it's even slower. And since we're going to be mostly getting that flavor of 5G throughout the country, I think we got like maybe a year or two until that matures. In my tests, it was oftentimes slower, and if it was faster, it was like maybe 10% faster.
All right, so Joanna, it sounds like 5G is not a great experience everywhere right now. But at the same time, we know that people tend to keep their phones for at least 3 to 4 years. So is there any reason, if you kind of need a phone now, to get a phone that's not capable of 5G, given that, yes, it actually is real in some spots, and we can pretty much bet it's going to become more real?
No, that's exactly right. And that's the beauty of these new phones. They're great. They're great phones. And 5G is sort of an invisible feature. You've got the new designs. You've got cameras. They're good. They're iPhones, right? They're great, better, best iPhones. And if you do want 5G one day, or 5G magically makes its way to your home or to a place that maybe we get to leave our homes and we get to go to these places with 5G, you'll have it on your phone. And that's just an added benefit.
So, Brian, U.S. consumers may not be ready for 5G, but China's a big part of this story, isn't it? They're closer to having that kind of access. And some of the other upgrades, like the dual SIM card, do you think that positions the iPhone 12 well in that all-important Chinese market?
I think that given that it has 5G compatibility, it's definitely, I mean, a great thing to have in the phone that will help it gain some presence in China. But of course, it faces really stiff competition from some of the Chinese makers there, like Xiaomi and Huawei. And this could help them gain a little bit of an edge. But I still think it's kind of an uphill battle for Apple in general to really crack the Chinese market.
And so, Brian, it seems like there's very much the possibility of an Apple super cycle here with the iPhone, because I haven't heard anything negative about these phones themselves. There are 4 models. They've got a lot of different pricing options. And the downside of 5G seems to be not entirely here yet, but it's probably coming.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like Joanna was saying, these are great phones. You know, they're really solid. A fantastic upgrade, I think. I really prefer the design of these edges, the way that they're flat compared to the previous models. Apple's improved the durability, which is a great thing. You know, we want these things to last 3 to 5 years at this point. And whenever they improve durability, that's something we should all celebrate, right? So overall, I think it's a great phone. It's a little bit unfortunate that the carriers have made 5G such a messy and confusing rollout. I think it kind of undermines the quality of the phone. I mean, the phone itself is still great, but it kind of undermines the messaging that we're putting out there with the phone because, you know, the network could have gone better, I think, in terms of the communication of it and the execution.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that carrier point, I think the carriers are so vital to the success of this phone, more so than we've seen probably since the first 4G iPhone. And I think that is also going to fuel this super cycle, if we really want to call it that. I think it's less a super and maybe just a hyped up cycle. Then and you're going to see the carriers, and you're seeing with these aggressive prices. And so people who may not have been considering, oh, do I even need that phone? They may be tempted by those crazy deals. One thing, though, to note on that, there is fine print. You may pay more for a 5G plan, even though you're going to get a phone at a discount.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.